Johnson was actually the judge on that case.
Yeah.
Carmine wrote him from jail and say, look, don't pick on me. Don't pick on my son. My son has had a hard time in life. You know, he's not part of that life. A lot of things went on, you know, and he wrote to him. Now, and Sterling Johnson, you know what he did? He gave it to the Post. He pulled one of those content creator moves to become, you know, he gave his shit to the Post. And that was kind of fucked up. You know, now if this guy was such a working for the government guy with the Sterling Johnson did that, you know.
Good point. What about the mob in Sicily? Wasn't just in, you know, it was in Sicily, mainland Italy, U.S. Claire Sterling talked about how it was like an international powerhouse. Where else did the Sicilian mafiosi have power? Where countries, and what type of power did they yield?
In France, they were in Marseille,
okay,
which is Marseille in English. In Caracas, in Venezuela, in Montreal and Toronto.
Yeah,
Sicilians were everywhere at one time. Germany.
So specifically in Trapani, the Medimenti, where the power shifted, like so what kind of happened? There was the Palermitani kind of ruled the roost. They were strong. And then the Corleonesi, which included Rina, I think still Luciano Leggio, Bernardo Provenzano, they kind of took over, and the Corleonesi took involved. And how did that change the landscape in the mob in Sicily? And then, if so, what effects did it have here in the U.S.?
In the U.S., well, the effects in the U.S. is that there wasn't many Corleonesi. There's not as much as Palermitans here. So when the show was in Palermo, of course, New York was there back and forth.
Yeah.
But after Rena, it got a little bit dry. It wasn't as that relationship was dying out. But back to like the Metenamenta and Traben, that's what everything probably is right now, most definitely. And it shifted that way because of the alliances that Rena had with the people in Traben, especially the guy they're looking for right now, who's active. I don't want to mention his name.
Yeah.
And he's got glasses.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what about so you know, Rita took over, and he had reach here where, you know, I talked about on my other show that they did kill two Inzarellos. They killed Pietro and Antonino. And that was kind of a deal that I think allegedly was worked out with Paul Castellano. Why do you think Rena had to kind of like put the exclamation point by getting two little Inzarellos who ran away? And why do you think he had to kill him on this side?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't. It was he ended up telling him not to come back. I remember that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess he just probably was out of sight, out of mind. He was happy with that.
Okay. Let's get to the Giannini crew as to why we're here.
Sure.
So give us initially, who was the Giannini crew? I know it was kind of made up by the media, but
definitely made up by the media. We were kids that grew up together that wanted a lot for us. So I think it was a mixture of everything. I think TV, Hollywood had a lot to do with it as well. I remember I was talking to somebody coming out and seeing Goodfellas, right? And what was that, 1990? Yeah. And I had this out of body experience. I said, I want everything that this movie was about. And I could